This is an extremely hard video for me to make. Just so you know, it's hard because I happen to be very emotional on this topic, and it was extremely hard for me to script this without just spewing emotional... Oh man. I don't want this to just be an emotional response to the situation. I need, for my own sake, to include some sound reasoning, maybe a little bit of logic, so that I can say what I am planning to say without looking back in a couple of days on this video and going, okay, Kamiko, you've been told your whole life that you're dramatic and overly emotional and you're proving everyone right. I need, for my own sake, to not come off that way in this video, so I am trying very hard to include enough sound reasoning to back up my opinion on this topic. I think we just need to move on to the intro. What do you think? Hello, guys, gals, and NB pals. Welcome back to the... Wait, it's been so long since I made a video, I don't even remember my intro. Give me a sec.
A few moments later.
Hello, guys, gals, and NB pals, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new, hi, welcome. My name is Kamiko. You can call me Miku if you'd like. And I think maybe we should talk about whether or not it's time to let Harry Potter go. So first, I think we need to talk a little bit about the author herself, JK Rowling. Now, the warning signs have been here for years, but man, Joanne has really doubled down on her TERFness and overall bigotry. I mean, she's really done it. For those of you who are unaware, TERF stands for Trans Exclusionary Radical Feminist. I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritties of that, I'm just going to tell you that she is one. Because she is. And it is a form of bigotry. Hence why I used those terms. I had to say it. I won't apologize. Facts. And although I'm pretty sure that I could completely dismantle Joanne's arguments in an academic environment, I don't believe that she is going to change her mind or her point of view. I think that she really believes that she is right and that she's doing the right things by continuing to spread misinformation about the trans community and trans experience. And it's something that I find it makes me angry, and I'm very disappointed, but I'm not surprised. And like I said, I don't think that she is going to change her mind. So, I have spent the last week trying to figure out what my stance is on this topic, and how I'm going to go about living the rest of my life without Harry Potter. Now, I found a very helpful video through Twitter from a woman named Lindsay Ellis, and her YouTube video is on the topic of Death of the Author. Her video is on the topic of Death of the Author and kind of the idea of readers or fans reclaiming the material of the author for themselves. And I want to play an audio clip from that video. So let's listen to that together, shall we?
I've seen people argue that once a text is in the world, regardless of how much the author tries to influence people's reading of it, once it's out there, the text no longer belongs to them. And on a certain level, I do agree with that. However, there are few creators that are as deeply entrenched in the world they created as JK Rowling. Like, Ezzy, for instance, let's say that George Lucas goes off the deep end and, like, chains himself to a Confederate statue that is slated for removal. He's not really got anything to do with Star Wars anymore, but JK Rowling is Harry Potter. She has made sure of that. And this is sort of a unique franchise in that you can't really consume and advocate for it without indirectly doing the same for the author. And
that is exactly why I feel the need to stand strong in my beliefs, in my opinions, in my political views, and to do everything that I can to not support this woman, this bigot, this TERF, this incredibly harmful person to the trans community. I feel like I need to do something about it. And to be honest, there's not a whole lot that I can do on my own. There's not a whole lot that I think fans can do as a group, because she is so big and she is so much a part of the franchise that she created. There's really no separating Harry Potter from JK Rowling. And so I think what really cemented the need for me as a person to film this video is the fact that there was just a really, really dope Harry Potter console game that was announced this week, and it brought up some emotions for me. If you don't know, I do stream on Twitch. If you want any more information on that, if you want to swing by, you can go to the link here. There's also going to be info in the links in the description. I film several times a week. I don't really have a set schedule, but if you want to swing by and talk about stuff, you can find me over on twitch.tv/MikoRios. Anywho, this game was announced, and I had to face the fact that I needed to come to a decision whether or not I was going to buy this game and play it and potentially support this awful, awful person that I no longer respect, or if I was gonna have to bite the bullet and let it go. And then I got to thinking, if I avoid this game, if I stand firm and I don't ever buy it and I don't ever play it, and in those regards, I do not fiscally, I didn't want to give any more of my money or time or energy to this person. But I got to thinking, if that's the way I feel about this game, is that the way I need to feel about everything else? So I did a lot of thinking and some introspection, and I talked to some friends, and I talked to my family, and I have come to a decision. And my decision is that I need to start letting Harry Potter go. Now, I'm not going to take super drastic measures. I'm not going to sell my books. I'm not going to sell the collectibles that I already have. I'm not going to sell the branded clothing that I have in my possession. But what I am going to do is I am going to stop buying products. I'm going to stop buying branded clothing. I'm going to stop buying collectibles and memorabilia. I'm not going back to the theme parks. I'm not going to replace my books that are like 15 years old that I was desperately hoping to buy new copies, nice copies of my Harry Potter books so that they're pretty on my bookshelf. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to give her any more money. I'm not going to re-buy the movies because I left them at my folks' house when I moved over a year ago and I'm not on speaking terms with them. I'm not going to re-buy the movies. I'm not going to rent them. I'm not going to watch them. I cannot in good conscience do any of that and be able to justify why I would be willing to do that. This is an issue that is extremely hard for me to wrap my mind around, to accept. I just want to bury my head in the sand and pretend like none of this is happening, because this was my childhood. Harry Potter was all that I talked about from the time I was in elementary school all the way through high school. I was the Harry Potter nerd. I knew everything there was to know. Except that this author that I respected so much, that I was so thankful for her work, is a completely awful person. And I won't do it anymore. Like I said at the beginning, this is a very tough video for me to make. But I cannot justify paying money for a game or a movie or tickets to see the new movie that's coming out at some point. I can't justify that. Because when everything is so political, and when our money is a political statement, then we have to be willing to spend or not spend money for the causes that we believe in. I don't believe in JK Rowling's cause. I don't want to support Joanne. I don't. So I'm not going to. I'll keep the stuff that I have. Maybe at some point I'll sell it and donate it to a trans organization. I haven't figured everything out yet, but I have figured out what I am unwilling to be a part of, and I am unwilling to be a part of this woman's propaganda. I don't want to give her the vehicle of my money or my endorsement so that she can continue to hurt my brothers and sisters and NB siblings. And so, I guess this is me saying that it's time for me to let Harry Potter go. It's not an easy decision. It's going to be something that I continue to struggle with. And now I'm emotional. But it is 100% something that I am not going to change my mind about. So if you have found any value in this video at all, I would appreciate you liking, possibly subscribing. You can follow my socials. All of the links will be in the description if you want to have a discussion or just say hi. You can find me on Twitch, where I will not be streaming any Harry Potter games. And I think all there's really left to do today is remind all of you that you are valid and you are loved, regardless of your sexuality, your gender, your religion, any of those divisive things, those things that can be divisive. Know that you have a safe place here with me, with my family, with my community. You are loved. You are valid. Wash your hands. Wear your masks. Treat others with kindness. And as always, drink water because it's good for your body. Okay, bye.